Since our nation's founding, courageous Americans have answered the call to serve from all across this land.
Oceanside, California.
Arlington, Virginia.
St. Louis, Missouri.
New York, New York.
San Antonio, Texas.
Honolulu, Hawaii.
Aloha!
These young men, symbols of the great American tapestry, honor a deep love of country rooted in family.
We just raise these children to be as patriotic as they could be.
Raise our kids to be proud to be an American.
We are from Nigeria.
Samoan, Lebanese.
A cop and a nurse from New York.
We've lived in Hawaii our whole lives.
But you gotta just remember we're all American.
They come from diverse backgrounds, the thread of service binding them, bringing them together in one of America's grandest spectacles.
When you go to the Army-Navy game, you know that's what's right about America today.
And this Army-Navy game is very, very important.
Wonderful excitement.
Marching out in just perfect
There's
line.
planes flying over. They're coming down in parachutes.
The shivers, the hair raising.
You know, I had goosebumps.
It's like going to the biggest parade of patriotism you've ever been in your
The
life.
kids will play their hearts out on the field, both sides of the ball.
It's enough to just take your breath away.
For more than a century, tradition demands that they battle each other on the gridiron. In a time of conflict, they will stand side by side on the battlefield, forging American history.
We have to fight for this country.
To serve for things that are worthwhile, there's going to be a price.
It's not long before they leave West Point and deploy.
What the world is going to give him, I just don't know.
It's tough, but of course you're proud.
It's different now because it's my
I
son.
think about what's going on in the world, what my son's going to eventually get into.
Remember them. That's your Army. That is your Navy.
Remember their names. Remember their faces.
Our son, Ross Pospisil, United States Naval Academy.
Kingsley Ahu, Army football team.
John Dowd.
United States Naval Academy.
Anis Mahmoud Merzi.
West Point.
Aaron Santiago.
United States Naval Academy.
Andrew Rodriguez, U.S. Army.
Look at these kids as future leaders of our country.
That's what's important about this game.
More than a game, this is a rivalry of honor, victory hailed by one brotherhood at the expense of the other.
The Army and Navy work so well together, except on this one day.
For one day, they're at war with each other, just for one day.
We have the good guys playing the good guys.
Oh, John Dowd, I am so proud of you.
We are proud of you, Kingsley. We want you to go and beat Navy.
Go Navy.
Let's go, Aaron. Go get them, baby.
All right. Fire up! Fire up!
Ross, we need you to win the big game.
Come on, Anis, baby. Let's do it. Come on, John Dowd.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Go Navy, beat Army.
These young men share many traits: the goal of winning a game, the mission to defend our ideals of justice and freedom, and of being true American heroes.
These are our children.
Take a look at those boys. That's our future.
It's showtime. Let's get it on.
And our thanks to the wonderful actor Harrison Ford for his narration. Army, Navy, first met in 1890. The midshipmen have won the last 7 in a row, and they have done so decisively by an accumulative score of 39-10. And the midshipmen of Navy walk in rank. The Ospreys come overhead. And now at full gallop. Here come the Cadets, 5 wins, most wins in the season in 13 years. And they can become bowl eligible with a victory today. Back with the kickoff in a moment. The Home Depot College Football on CBS Sports. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA is sponsored by USAA, Dr. Pepper, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and by Red Lobster. Moments ago on the field, the coin toss, referee Brad Allen.
We'll represent heads. The American Eagle will represent tails. I need your choice, head or
tails? Tails. Call is tails, Mr. Secretary, if you will flip the coin. It is heads. Navy, you have won the toss. I'd like to defer. You would like to defer. Which direction would you like to
And right after that, Tracy Wolfson with the Secretary.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Secretary. You just returned from Iraq and Afghanistan. What does this game mean, not just to these two academies, but to our troops abroad and the whole nation?
Well, I think what's great about it is this tremendous annual rivalry. But then the next thing you know, all of these guys on both sides are going to be out fighting with and for each other. And that's what it's all about.
You mentioned rivalries. Well, you spent some time as president of Texas A&M down in the Big 12. You've heard your fair share of rivalries. How does this one compare?
Well, the difference with this one is that after this game, then the rivalry stays on the athletic field.
Thanks a lot.
Yep, you bet.
Highly regarded president of Texas A&M, of course, affiliated with the Army. Today's game is brought to you in crystal clear high definition by LG. Almost perfect. Clear skies, beautiful blue background, 37 degrees, but the wind is only a slight breeze at 8 miles per hour. 110th all-time meeting. Navy leads, but only by 4, and they've won 7 straight. Navy will kick off. It's John Teague, a sophomore from Hickory, North Carolina. Patrick Neely and Damian Hunter are the two deep men. Hunter, number 7, normally returns the kick. Short. And on one hop, it is Hunter. Nice start for Army. They're out to the 45. Andy Lark, number 53, made the tackle, a 36-yard return.
Well, one thing Army is looking for any way they can is to try to find a big play. They just don't have them on offense. Their longest play pass is 34, run is 9, punt return 19. That kickoff return in good field position is good news for Army.
Trent Steelman starting his 12th game as a freshman. First down and 10 at the 45. He's still got it. Play action. They think about throwing on the first play, but Steelman keeps it out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Steelman, a true freshman out of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
You know, it comes to mind, we met him, I guess it was Wednesday, wasn't it, Vern?
Right.
Very tough, wiry, smart kid. I mean, this guy, he comes at you, he knows exactly what he wants to accomplish, and he goes, you know, it's tough leading these guys, but as a quarterback, even if I'm a freshman, I'm still going to be the leader. They got to listen to me.
690 yards on the ground coming in. He's the leading ground gainer on this ball club, and this is Patrick Neely, number 5. And let's introduce you to the Army offense presented by Chick-fil-A. Up front, it's Mersey, Bentler, Peterson, Reed, Jaron Johnson, perhaps the best offensive lineman, Damian Hunter, who returned the kickoff, Jamison Carter, Ahee, the fullback, Mealy, and 6'10", Ali Villanueva is the wide receiver. There's the toss right side. Whoa! Jamison Carter caught for a 7-yard loss.
Yeah, Ramvella that time, number 34. He's a senior on this football team. He's been through it all. He reads it immediately and just beats the block by Villanueva right there. Watch him beat it. Right off the spot, and Ramvella had the best advice for all the guys going into this game. You must be able to play amidst all the fanfare. And he did it, didn't he?
Jonathan Bulls is the punter for Army. Mario Washington, number 85, is deep.
That was close.
It's almost blocked. One hop, Washington in trouble and downed at the 17-yard line. Tackle made by Sean Westfall, number 22. He's had one block this year.
Yeah,
almost had number 2.
They were doing a rugby kick to the right side, right into the overload. was maybe a good strategy against a bad look and poorly blocked by the Army team that time. Navy could have got an early turnover there with a punt block.
That was Cameron Marshall who came after it, a 26-year-old who's now in the military academy. He was an enlisted man who served in Iraq. And here's Ricky Dobbs, wonderful young quarterback, Ricky Dobbs, in his junior year out of Douglasville, Georgia. And the starting lineup. There's the chicken again. But Battipaglia, Osante, Douglas, Bass, and Malloy up front. Henderson, Curry, Murray, and Doyle in the backfield, and Greg Jones, the other wideouts. 2nd down and 7. Give it to the fullback left side. It's Vince Murray, number 47. Defensively, Gary, this is a different look for Army.
Yeah, they're going to play a little bit more of a 3-3-5. They're going to try to stack the middle of the line inside with 3 down linemen and then go with 3 linebackers to the outside to try to bottle up that defense. And then even though you call it 5 defensive backs, really the 2 safeties are really glorified linebackers.
3rd down 5. Bobby Doyle and Murray, the running backs. Dobbs, that might have been a design quarterback draw, not sure. But he appears close to the 1st down. Eyeball it from here. Might be a yard short.
Yeah, I think they were going to try to sprint out and throw the ball on this play, and it was well covered by that Army back linebacker. Safeties, you see inside Rodriguez is all over the play, but Dobbs had nowhere to go but to try to make positive yardage.
4th and a little over a foot, and they will go for it.
Army has only stopped 8 out of 33 3rd and 4th and shorts. Or they're going to try and draw them off sides. Army stays disciplined. Navy tried to pull them off sides with quick motion, and it did not work.
Timeout, Navy. .11:05 to go, opening quarter. Back in Philly right after this.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Go Navy! Beat Navy! Go Navy! From Boston.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Well, well, we got 2 Build-A-Goats today. What's for dinner? 4th down. Delahook will punt. And Josh Jones, number 29, is the deep man. 4th and inches. Here's Kyle Delahook. Fair catch on the punt, taken at the 42-yard line. That's only a 32-yard punt, so for the 2nd time, Army's offense will come on the field. Throughout the day, we're going to present a variety of spirit spots. They'll come to you from the States or maybe different parts of the world.
Maybe this only works on real goats. We're America's Armored Corps. You're going down, goat.
From 3 Corps in Fort Hood, Texas. Go Army, beat Navy.
The call to serve. It has no sound.
Early 1st quarter, Army-Navy, no score. And the 2nd offensive possession now. For the Cadets, they operate at their own 42-yard line. Trent Steelman is the freshman quarterback. He's got Neely and Ahee slanted in the backfield. Neely up the middle, almost broke it. He does pick up a 1st down. Tackle made by Craig Schaefer. That's a gain of 11.
Well, when teams are playing the triple option, you're expecting the triple option, but occasionally you just give it. This was a give all the way. There was no read here. This was a give, a reverse pivot give, and establishing the fullback, which has not been a big player in the Army offense, could be good, big rewards for Army later in the game.
That is a gain of 11 and the first down in the ball game. This time the give is to the fullback, Kingsley Ahee, the 5'10 junior out of Springfield, Missouri. Defensively, Tawani Burge, Nishak are the 3 down linemen for the midshipmen. Vela, Pospisil, Haberer, and Schaefer, the quartet of linebackers. And in the secondary, Carter, Wyatt Middleton, Emmett Merchant, and Kevin Edwards. Gain of 3, 2nd down, 7.
See how the running back stops in motion? That allows to declare the defense for a check with me call.
And here is the fullback. It's Mealy. Actually the slot back, and he charges inside the 40.
Well, Ross Pospisil, the inside linebacker, number 51, I asked him, what do you have to play differently playing against a triple option, which you face all spring, your own team runs? And he said, you know, you got to see a bigger picture. You just can't zero in on little things. It's almost see, but don't stare. You got to see more things than one little player.
On 3rd and 1, a quick snap, and Army appears to pick up its 2nd consecutive first down. This was Steelman on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, how about a new little wrinkle here for Army? They've been putting Mealy at fullback. Now, he's normally a slot back. It looks like they're trying to find more speed at that fullback slot by putting him in there a little bit more than usual.
It's Ahee and Mealy in the backfield on 1st down 10 from the 36. That's the handoff to Mealy, and they get a couple. This is an Army team that has won 5 with a victory today. They become bowl eligible and play in the Eagles Bank Bowl.
Watch a quick counter right here. Reverse pivot by Steelman. Back to Mealy following the isolation play, following the fullback Ahee. Not quite as much triple option from Army as you will see from Navy as the game progresses.
2nd and 8. And again, it's Mealy to the 30-yard line. Well, Army 5-6 coming into this game. Most wins in 13 years. And Steelman, the first Army true freshman to start the opening game since 44. They won 2 of the first 3. Then went on a bit of a losing streak. Lost to Air Force for the 12th time in the last 13 seasons. But they can get to 500 and even things up with a victory.
Oh, and remember, they haven't scored a touchdown in 2 years against Navy.
8 quarters. And the last one was a freebie. Here's the pitch. Right side, Jamison Carter spilled on 3rd down.
Now, Rich Ellerson told us that he's going to play this game as a 4-down football game. He's going to call 3rd down plays as if he's going to have 4th down to go for it. Now, let's see if Rich stays. This is the actual triple option as they've lost yards here if he sticks with it. No, he's not. He's going to come with the field goal this time.
Alex Carlton's
Excuse me, this time.
Yep. 47 yards. Alex Carlton, the sophomore out of Wilmington, Delaware, has a long this year of 51. That was in the win over Vanderbilt. High snap, kick on the way. No. No.
Yeah, that loss of a half yard changed the strategy for Army.
Here's Carlton with the effort. Wide left. Maybe. We'll be right back. Rich Ellerson, Army on the left. Kenny Niumatalolo, Navy on the right. Both option coaches, but a little different.
Yeah, Rich Ellerson last year at Cal Poly kind of moved away from the triple option that Navy runs. You see, when you watch tape, you can identify 5 basic plays that each team runs. The triple option, the quarterback keeper, the counter option, toss sweep, and the fullback give when you designate it. Army features the triple option less, so they added the sprint option and the counter ISO to the package. Navy will be probably half their plays will be a read option play in this football game.
And Navy has a first down now from the 30-yard line. There's the option, absolutely, and Dobbs keeps it. Andrew Rodriguez, number 42, made the stop.
Well, the first read on the option will be the fullback give, and you must get those eyes if you're at a quarterback right at the second man away from the center. You read, and if you have an opportunity to give it to him, you give it to the fullback right away. It goes from there. Army's early focus by clogging the middle is to take away the fullback of Navy.
Gain of 4. Here's the pitch. Right side. Marcus Curry, big gain. Gain of 16 out near the 50.
There's a difference in these two teams in the early stages of this football game, and maybe in all season, is the speed at slot back for the Navy football team. They can get it to the perimeter much better than Army can. Marcus Curry, Bobby Doyle, much quicker than the Army slots.
Now, new running back for Navy, G.G. Green, number 21, is on the field. First down at the 50. Fullback, nothing there. Well, we've talked about Army season thus far. Navy, what a huge victory at Notre Dame, second time in 3 years. They played at Ohio State for the first time, lost by only 4. 5 straight wins in September and October, and then that victory that might have sealed Charlie Weiss's fate with the Fighting Irish. They are bowl eligible for the 7th straight season. They will play in the Texas Bowl against Missouri in Houston on December 31st. On second down, this is Dobbs, number 4.
Well, Army has lost their middle linebacker, Steven Anderson, their fine middle linebacker. So inside, it's Andrew Rodriguez, number 42, who usually plays over the tight end, is going to play middle linebacker in this football game nearly the whole game. He's a playmaker, not huge size, but a playmaker, and they've got him protected pretty well up front with 3 men covering up the center and the 2 guards.
Third down and 4.
Same look every play, Army defense.
Sweep right. This is Bobby Doyle, and he did not get the first down.
I'll tell you, Steve Erzinger, number 9, the outside safety or linebacker, whatever you want to call him, takes on this play against the toss sweep so well. Coming in your screen on the left side, watch number 9, blow it up, and then inside, eaten up by, I guess, is it Eugeni that made the play?
Yes, it was Eugeni.
Beautiful play.
Victor Eugeni. And so 4th and 4, and Delahook will punt for the second time. Josh Jones is at the 10-yard line. Army coming. That one's off the side of Delahook's foot.
Oh, great
and a fair
play.
catch. Yes,
great
it was.
Play.
Yeah.
Coming up. Back there all by himself to come up there and make that play.
Josh Jones with the fair catch. Sophomore from Baytown, Texas. A 16-yard punt. 16. Army has the football for the 3rd time. This week in New York, the NFL today, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern. Dan Marino sits down with the Vikings' Brett Favre. They'll focus on Brett's MVP caliber season, how he feels at age 40, and whether he's ready for the stretch run. That and more tomorrow on the NFL today.
A lot of touchdown passes sitting down on that interview.
Oh, my God. Little quick release there, two fellas.
Penalty.
That's a fair rarity with these teams.
Well, the only game Army had a bad game in penalties.
Number 54, 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Was against Temple when they had 14 penalties and a loss to Temple. And by the way, see right there, there's, oops, excuse me. There's going to be the Seth Reed who jumps off on the play. And it actually was in this stadium, Vern, that they played Temple.
Yeah.
It was the second visit for Army into the stadium.
And if Army wins this, they'll get Temple again in the bowl game down I-95 in Washington, D.C. 1st and 15.
Oh, beautiful play.
Yes, indeed. That's Mealy again. He gets the 5 back plus 3 more. And the tackle made by Wyatt Middleton, number 8.
Well, this is a wrinkle that has really become effective here for Army. Mealy at fullback. Mealy's quick as this is a give all the way. That's no triple option or anything. Anytime you see the quarterback reverse pivot, he's either going to keep it as a sweep or hand it off. I could see a lot of passes in this football game. These two teams have averaged more than 50 rushes per game.
Here's the first. Steelman, right side. And that one's into the bench area. Good coverage. Jamison Carter was the intended receiver.
They're 2 of only 4 teams in the NCAA that have average more than 50 rushes per game. Do you know the other 2?
I think I do.
You're not supposed to be doing all this reading.
I think I do. At VMI and Georgia Tech.
Well, no, that's a division below. It's Air Force.
Oh, of course.
And Georgia Tech, which both run the same option.
You set me up for that, didn't you? Huh? I know. Here we go to the Army-Navy Gala last night. You're doing your homework. 3rd down. Steelman. He is a tough kid. He wouldn't care for me calling him a kid. Out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, he said this was really the only Division I offer he had. Led his team to 3 state championships when he was in high school. Went to prep school last year. Interesting, Gary. He said, what's the biggest win you've ever had? He said a year ago over Navy Prep. He said, I'm 1-0.
That's right. Now, he led them to the state championships, but he lost all 3 games in the state championship. So this win would be like a state championship.
Yes, indeed. On 1st down.
Same play.
Yeah, they've gone to the well effectively with this one. This one's only worth 2.
In fact, on that 3rd down play, it might have looked like a sprint out pass, but it was a designed run all the way for Army on 3rd down. You know, both teams like to control the clock and shorten the game. When you talk to the 2 coaching staffs, they both believed that this might be a 9 to 10, maybe 11 possession game. Now, you do the passing type games that we're used to, you're going to get 11, 12, or 13 possessions. This will be a much different feel of a football game.
2nd and 7. Second pass for Steelman. Right side. He's got a man open. And it's dropped. Boy, that should have been caught. Damian Hunter, who's got 25 grabs this year, had it chest high and dropped it.
Yeah, good throw here. Damian Hunter, he had his best day against Vanderbilt. You can see he comes out. Decent route. Good throw. Everything, but concentrating on the last 6 inches of that throw.
Seniors have received their service assignments, and Damian will spend 5 years in the Air Defense Artillery group of the Army. Well, Blake Carter got there and punched it out, but I think he should have had it. 3rd and 7. Flag down. And Steelman's down. That's Ram Vela, number 34. Vela, one of the heroes of that win at Notre Dame. He had both an interception and ball recovery.
That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Kingsley Ahee moved, kind of flexed just before the snap and never got set again. Ram Vela, one of those veteran linebackers who's seen it all for Navy. They played a lot of big games at Navy in a lot of big stadiums.
Jonathan Bowles is on to punt for the 2nd time. And Mario Washington, number 85, for the Naval Academy, is back at the 23-yard line.
Looks like he's going to go to the right again, doesn't he?
Almost had the first one blocked. Fair catch. Oh, no, I thought he gave us the wave. He did not. Brian Cobbs is down to make the tackle. MetLife's aerial coverage providing these dramatic views of the iconic Army-Navy game. Look for the MetLife blimp as we team up with CBS Sports for more coverage this season. This is the 6th year that these two teams have played in this facility, and Navy, with that 7-game win streak overall, is 5-0 in this facility. First down and 10.
Well, let's see if Ricky Dobbs can show you that running ability and show you why these coaches say he might be the best triple option quarterback they've ever had.
Dobbs back to throw. It's intercepted. Picked off by Army.
Steve Erzinger, I think, is the guy that got it. Sitting in that outside linebacker, glorified strong safety look, and he did not bite on the play action pass. Dobbs tries to get it over his head. He's right. Oops, excuse me, right there. I have a little problem with my machine today. He's right there, and watch. He stays with his keys. He reads the pass and gets right in the throwing lane and makes a wonderful play down the sideline. I thought he might score on the play, but a really gifted athletic play by the young sophomore.
That is the first interception of the year for Steve Erzinger, a 26-yard return, and Army at the Navy 12. Steelman struggles and gets down to the 8. Last Army touchdown in this series in the 4th quarter in 2006. And it was kind of a gimme.
Well, how about this? Against Notre Dame, it really won them the game. Notre Dame had 22 plays inside the 20-yard line and only scored 2 touchdowns. And really, Army has struggled inside the 20. In 9 games, the last 9 games, they've only have 12 touchdowns inside the red zone out of 25 tries. So it's kind of worst against best.
Second down 5, 2 wide receivers. Wide right. Here's the option pitch to the near side. And Neely is knocked out of bounds at the 6.
Oh, what a great play. That inside linebacker, Ross Pospisil, that time. Pospisil, as Ross Pospisil said, you got to see the big picture. And he saw the big picture on this one and took a great angle to make that hit. What a fine football player. We had the pleasure of visiting with Ross, and he's serious. He's all serious, this guy.
About everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Majoring in ocean engineering, but he's going to be
a Navy they throw pilot. The fade down here to the big guy. That's how they did it. Yes, they will.
Yes, they will. He's 6'10".
Yeah.
And it didn't help him there. Villanueva has caught every touchdown pass thrown by Army this year, but not that time.
Well, Villanueva had the big catch against the VMI, but he's got Kevin Edwards this time, and Kevin Edwards did a good job against the 2 wide receivers from Notre Dame. He ain't afraid of no 6'10" guy. It's not like covering those guys from Notre Dame.
23-yard effort. Carlton missed from 47 earlier. This is to give Army the lead. Cadets first on the board.
That's a great stop by Navy, though. The Navy coaches are halfway out on the field congratulating their defense.
Rich Ellerson's first game as the head coach of the Army. And his team leads by 3. That's the end of 1. We'll return to Philadelphia after this message and a word from your local station. On featuring 8,700 midshipmen and cadets took place about 2 hours before kickoff, and very, very impressive.
You know, this tradition that's been restored by everyone involved to play in this game as the last game of college football, I think is going to be great for these academies in the long run.
Well, it has attracted some attention this week. And the Army have Campbell back to kick. Carlton with a 23-yard field goal. This is the first Army lead since the first quarter of 2006. And it's Alexander Teach, a running back, one of the fastest on this squad. And he's out to the 35-yard line. Well, Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, along with Tracy Wolfson, it's our first game like this together. It is very impressive, isn't it?
It is. The brotherhood in this game, you know, the best of our best playing in this football game is great. But I'm going to try to stick to football because these kids deserve it. They love football, and we want to do this game as a football game. Rich Ellerson has Navy off balance with this Bear defense. He's plug in the middle, and Navy has not found an answer with their triple option so far. I think they need to run more triple option. I thought they might throw a little against it, but that ain't working. They need to go back to that triple option.
That first carry by Vince Murray. If things were to go really well today on the ground for Army, Ricky Dobbs and Vincent Murray would have a chance to both go beyond 1,000 yards for the season.
Well, the alignment for Army is taking away Vince Murray, their fullback, so far in this football game. 3-on-3 inside. See that? Nothing there.
Nothing. And so it will be third down at the 40-yard line. Marcus Hilton, 96 with a tackle.
Right now, inside these three guys, and those three guys, Army's winning the game. They are taking them on, and the outside of the defense is being able to react because they have not established the fullback. Mike Gann off to a good start, the nose tackle. Bugeni, we've already seen make a couple of nice tackles.
Third down 5. Here's Dobbs back. Fires it out right side. Caught by his fullback, Vincent Murray. And he scoots down the sidelines. A flag is thrown about 10 yards farther downfield.
Well,
Andrew Rodriguez. Excuse me, Gary.
My fault. I thought Bobby Doyle ran a nice pick play on this. Now, usually you don't see a sophisticated passing attack from a wishbone, but Doyle actually shields on the play to open up the fullback.
Illegal block in the back. Number 80, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Watch Bobby Doyle, number 33, come out and shield on the play. Right here, watch Doyle come out and shield and allow the fullback in the flat. Doyle comes out, bumps, and then goes. And that's what allowed, actually picked off 2 players on the same play because he got Rodriguez. Very crafty little play, and Navy got away with it. They got a penalty downfield, but that was on another player.
It is a 21-yard pass and a 10-yard penalty. Look at this. They average 3.5 penalties per game. 3.5. It is a first down. Oh, boy,
that's
did Murray
a
get
fumble.
robbed.
That's a fumble.
That ball is out. Army football. That's something else they don't do very often.
Andrew Rodriguez, that middle linebacker, took on Murray. I think that ball might have been out before Rodriguez got him on this one, to tell you the truth.
I think so. And that's Swain, who's getting the start today, who appears to have recovered. Take a look.
Watch this hit right here, but see if the ball isn't out already. Yes, it was. The ball was out before Rodriguez made the hit, and that's why Murray really couldn't get going. Inside, I think Ugani might have got his hand on it also. But the turnover battle, Vern, Army has won 4 games. In all 4 of those games, they won the turnover battle. They're up 2 in this game.
Andrew Rodriguez is the son of a career officer in the Army. His dad, David, is in Kabul, the Central Command. Played football here in the 70s, a defensive end. His sister, Amy, graduated from West Point 2006. She was a member of the parachute team. Pretty accomplished family. And he forced that last hit.
Yeah.
First down 10.
I misspoke a little bit. In 4 out of their 5 wins, they won the turnover battle. The only game they won 1 when they did, and that was VMI, a Division II team.
See, I knew VMI would get in.
Oh, no, another one, almost.
My goodness. Now let's go. You think you spotted something else that happened in that last play?
I think number 92, Victor Eugenie, got his hand on the play before Rodriguez got there. Let's see. That's who they're optioning off it. See, they don't block Victor. His right hand might have popped that ball loose. Victor, a senior, was formerly a defensive end, moved down to defensive tackle so he could get a little more speed inside.
Second down 11 after that bobbled snap. Ahee is directly behind Steelman now. Here's the pitch and the block. Good block by Mealy. Carried by Jamison Carter.
One of the distinctions of this triple option is the wide splits by Army and Navy, or even Georgia Tech. That gives the quarterback a little bit more time to make the read. That time, the true triple option. The defensive tackle closed, the outside linebacker closed. You pitch it wide. Beautiful execution. Not the home run balls from this Army team, but they're going to make these 5- and 6-yard gains.
3rd and 5 now. They lead by 3. Fullback Mealy, who's been the most effective ball carrier, but that's going to be 2 yards short of the first down.
Well, here we go. Now, we had heard that in these situations, they treat it like 4-down territory, but that might have just been for us because we drove all the way up there.
In a snowstorm.
Yeah. It was worth it, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was really terrific.
We got to eat lunch with them. And
yeah, go up there and feel inadequate.
Yes.
That's under-accomplished.
My sergeant that ate with me was a Tintin win. Remember that, Kim? Tintin Kim.
Yes. Here's the punt. Mario Washington is back. Well, you heard from the Army last time we went to break. Navy has an answer.
Navy has really been doing its homework to get ready for this game. They have been keeping their eye on Army during its practice sessions, and the submarine force has been picking up a lot of information. They're also putting the Navy SEALs into action. We'll see how that plays out. Now, back to live action. Army back to pass, looking downfield. He's got his man, and he's wide open. But, look, it's the Navy SEALs. They are taking him down. Go, Navy, beat Army!
Don't miss CSI New York.
11-13 to go second quarter here in Philadelphia. Army-Navy. Army trying to become bowl eligible, and they will do so. It's time now to cue the duck. When was the last time both Army and Navy qualified for bowl games in the same season? That's the Aflac trivia question. You know it's a big deal when you got a mule, a goat, and a duck prominently featured in your telecast. Rich Ellison, first year, last 8 years at Cal Poly. Kenny Niumatalolo from La'i, Hawaii. And he was recruited by Rich Ellison to go to school as a quarterback at the University of Hawaii, where they both learned under Paul Johnson. Well, take a look at the 1990 coaching staff. Niumatalolo told us he first learned this option offense in '87, but there's Ellerson, defensive coordinator, and Johnson, now the head coach of Georgia Tech.
Funny story about Paul Johnson. One would think that the success that Paul Johnson, both these guys coached under, would be a good sign for Army and Navy. They think the opposite. They think the more people that get to see the triple option, the less effective they will be.
Yeah, I said it's going to dilute their product.
Yes.
Here's Dobbs.
Oh, that Dobbs.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I think that's their best path for success. Ricky Dobbs, as the coaches said, they think he is the best triple option quarterback they've ever had. That means like at Hawaii or at Navy. And you realize that when he was in prep school playing in this offense, he actually played a little bit of fullback. So that shows you his leg strength and the way he pulls through those tackles. One of the keys for Army, they said in this game, is wrap up Ricky Dobbs. He breaks a lot of tackles.
First down 10 after that 13-yard gain. This is Murray, the fullback, for a yard or two. And for more on Ricky Dobbs, let's check in with Tracy Wolfson.
Well, guys, when we spoke to him, he set out his life plan for us. He said he wanted to play football at Navy, then serve, be the next black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. After all, he was born on January 31st, 1988, the day Doug Williams became the first African-American quarterback to win the Super Bowl, and then go into politics and finally run for president in 2040. He actually had a chance to meet President Obama in April when the football team was honored for winning the Commander-in-Chief trophy. They presented him with a signed helmet. Dobbs said he signed it 5 times so Obama would always remember him.
Pretty good idea.
Somehow I don't think President Obama would forget him.
No, he's hard to forget.
Yeah, he really is. Effervescent young man. Second down. Deep down the middle. He's got a man open. Caught. Nick Henderson. Only the second catch he's made all year. And he is tackled inside the 10 by Ty Schrader, number 37. A 58-yard gain. There is a flag back at the 30-yard line. Whoa.
Henderson lined up in a tight end position that time. Usually he splits wide, but that time they had him flanked real tight. It confused Army right straight down the field. You can see it, good throw. Schrader just lays out, makes the save, but a penalty on the play. Let's see what it is. I didn't see it. Must have been holding.
And Brad Allen has yet to indicate what the call was. They've marked it back to the 25.
You know, early in that snap,
timeout. Army.
Early in that snap, Eric Douglas had the nose tackle hit him really hard. I wonder if that was the call on the center on the play. But
time has been called. That negates a 58-yard completed pass.
Out and reaches and yanks him down with his hand right there. Official calls it. Mike Gann, who is his dad, we should recognize. Mike Gann, All-American from Notre Dame, a defensive end, played for the Falcons for a year.
Remember him?
Yep.
Well, you didn't sound a lot like Brad Allen, the referee, but you did a very good job.
We found it. We'll help him out.
No, you did a nice job.
Want to settle down those troops out there. It's a big play. That's a big penalty.
58-yard penalty. Here's the pitch. Nicely timed by Dobbs. And it goes to Marcus Curry, number 28. You know, I remember at Purdue, you ran the wishbone, the option, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, take us back here.
Well, I don't know who this is against. It's like against Illinois here. Look at that. The wishbone. I ran it so well, we dropped it after 5 games. That's Otis Armstrong, by the way, catching the pitch right there.
He could play.
There's GD.
Yeah, elusive, Gary.
See, I had 3 little things on my helmet. That's not a lot when you run a wishbone quarterback.
I thought that was hammers. Here's another pass, and he's got him open.
Oh, that was a great throw.
Mario Washington, number 85. There's another flag down at the 32.
Well, this is a sloppy game by Navy so far. They've had 4 possessions in this game.
Ineligible receiver number 85 was downfield and covered up. The penalties decline. 4th down.
This is their 4th possession of the game so far. 2 turnovers, a huge penalty that cost them 75 yards. I think they're a little bit off balance with this alignment that Rich Ellerson has shown them today. This should have been another big play. Inside slot, and Dobbs puts this one. This is a well-thrown ball. Just a one-handed try by the receiver. You got to go up with both hands on that one.
Kyle Delahook to punt for the 3rd time. Hasn't been terribly effective here so far. Josh Jones at the 25. This is much better. Much better. Jones at the 15. Tackled by Kwesi Mitchell, number 11. Greg Schaefer also down there. 53-yard punt and 3 on the return. 3-0. Army.
Ingram, Gerhardt, and Sue will join us. Now back to Army Navy.
43
right, Tim, thank you. 3-0 Army leading the Army-Navy game presented by USAA here in Philadelphia. On your left, Rich Ellerson. On your right, Kenny Niumatalolo. Here's what they had to say about each other.
Coach Niumatalolo and I have known each other for a lot of years, and I was I had a chance to get my fingerprints on him coming right out of high school.
He was on the defensive side of the ball when I played there. And so, you know, we had great defenses when we were at Hawaii, and just knew that Coach Ellison was a great football coach.
He's got a spectacular family, as you know, a wonderful family that he comes from. And then you watched his career as it evolved, and you can't help but be proud of that. You know, he's done a spectacular job as a football coach as a young man.
Ultimately, he's at Army, I'm at Navy, you know, and so we'll put all that aside, any kind of friendship. My brother's a lieutenant colonel in the Army. But for this one day, he's a Navy guy, or he's not coming to my house.
His brother, Kenny Niumatalolo, on the right, he's in the Pentagon. And we asked Coach Niumatalolo on Thursday, what does he do? He said he won't tell me. 8:28 to go. Here's a reverse pass. Yes, indeed. Hunter throws it way downfield. They won't try that one again, I don't think. That was not a pretty effort.
Well, you know, when you haven't scored in 2 years, and you know this Navy defense is very solid, coaching staff sometimes try to steal one. And this time it was going to be a throwback to Steelman downfield and not thrown very well by Hunter. That's for sure. But, you know, I wonder if that one would have been better served to be saved a little bit before maybe get down to the 30-40 yard line where it could have been a touchdown.
With all due respect, it looked a little more like a shot put than a forward pass. 2nd and 10. Steelman, flag down. He does gain enough yardage to get it near the 25. Tony Haberer, number 50, made the stop.
Illegal shift. 2 players in motion without reset. 5 yards from the previous spot. Remains 2nd down.
Well, Ollie Villanueva, 6'10", was a defensive tackle and a starting left offensive tackle last year. Made the switch.
There he is right there. A year ago in this football game, he's playing left tackle. Now, usually in football, the evolution means you start out wide and go inside. But when Rich Ellerson came in, he had a tall wide receiver at Cal Poly, Ramsey Barton, and he says, I'm going to take Villanueva and put him outside or at least at tight end, and it's worked out pretty well for Army.
Leading receiver for the Cadets. Here's the handoff to the 17. And let's take a look at the man his teammates call Ollie Villanueva.
Well, how about this guy? You know, he was over 300 pounds last year, and he's trimmed down now to 285. 6'10", 285. Grew up over in Europe, Spain. Was that right? Over in Spain. And played soccer and swam. So his, you know, hand-eye coordination is the last thing to come along, but he's doing a pretty good job of it.
3rd down, 12. Yet to catch a pass now. He was the intended receiver on a fade in the end zone just prior to the only score so far. And here is Kingsley Ahee. He's going to come up short of the 1st down. Well, Villanueva with an interesting pass. His father is in the Spanish Navy, still active, and they were on temporary duty in Meridian, Mississippi. That's where Ollie Villanueva was born. Also, he's an American citizen. Also, and there is mom and dad. This is his father's 2nd game. He's on the left. He's ever seen him play. His mother's 1st game she's ever seen live. They live in Rota, Spain. And that may be safe for Ollie after the game.
Well, actually, that marriages last a lot longer when you have that empty seat between you. Well, Navy did a good job with the 3 and out here, helped by the penalty. They have now a chance to flip the field position in their favor. It's been in Army's favor all game.
Whoa. That one will roll inside the 30. So it all turns out well. 44-yard punt. Now let's go to Tim Brando for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
Vern, how about this for the ultimate Heisman Watch? All 5 finalists are right here in the studio. We're watching them right now, and we'll be talking to them at halftime. You don't want to miss it, Vern. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
We won't, Tim. I promise you. There will be no hot dog break here at Lincoln Financial.
And I know people that follow us are surprised we can do a game without mentioning Tim Tebow. Right?
I knew. You know what? You won the pool. Here's the pitch. Well, there have been only 5 in the history of these two academies. Doc Blanchard, Glenn Davis, both now gone. Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside. Blanchard, of course, was Mr. Inside. Pete Dawkins won it in 1958. And for the Naval Academy, Joe Bellino in 1960. I think Joe is here. I'm not sure. Roger Staubach with his wife, Mary Ann. They are here in attendance. Roger and Mary Ann, don't miss this ever. Those are the only 5 Heisman winners from the academies. Pitch left. That one to the 40-yard line.
Well, if you're quarterback, and as Vern showed you, I played a little wishbone, you have to be ready to accept the hit. And Ricky Dobbs right here accepts the hit after he lets it go. He does his job by inviting the outside linebacker to hit him. And what you have to do to survive it is after you pitch the ball, you need to relax and kind of turn to jello. You just got to relax and let that hit kind of almost like a boxer fade away from him. He did a good job right there.
Here's Dobbs back to throw, but he's under pressure. Fires it out. That was a throwaway, and it was wisely done. A little quick. Does he, by the way, talking about the 5 Heisman guys, what did he tell us? He had a basketball offer from Texas?
I thought it was Stetson. Didn't he say Stetson? That's what I think.
You see, you reach a certain age.
Well, any basketball offer is pretty good. I'll tell you, Victor Ugeni up front is having the game so far. He is having a football game now. He spoke out, kind of challenged the Navy, the Navy offensive line. So far, he's backing it up. You know, I like my Army and Navy guys either. They can talk. If they can back it up, I want them on my side. I like those guys.
Yes, exactly. Timeout taken by Dobbs. That's the second. They've got one.
Now it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Action Cam.
This might be a little different take on the game. Look at the window on the Osprey, and there he goes. The Leapfrogs and the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I'd have to have more than beef jerky to do that. I'm telling you that. God, look at that.
Now watch this guy. This is about an hour before the game, or maybe a half an hour. Whoops, let's hold up here. He realized he didn't have a ticket. And this is the Golden Knight coming in.
Amazing. Yeah. Not a lot of tension on his face either. He's done this before. Fantastic. You got to come and see this football game. It is one of a kind.
5 minutes to go, second quarter. 3-0. And here comes Navy sprinting out of the huddle. They're going to go with a quick count. Second down and 10. No, maybe not so quick. Actually, they're slow it down to a walk. Dobbs from behind. He's caught and dropped. Victor Ugeni, who's been quite active in the middle, and there's Curtis Swain. It's Curtis Swain. Time now for the answer. When was the last time Army and Navy qualified for bowl games in the same season? And the answer? The winner of this game went to the Independence Bowl. The loser went to the Aloha Bowl.
That doesn't seem fair.
The winner... See, I like the folks in Shreveport, and that's Tim Brando's hometown. So I'm not going to get in trouble. Third down. Comes the rush. Rodriguez. Flag is down. Pass is caught. Beauty. Mario Washington.
They're going to bring it back, though, I think.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains third down.
Andrew Rodriguez playing the Teddy Bruschi spot in the Desert Swarm defense. Kind of looks like him. He's going to blitz and get hailed right there inside. Curtis Bass holds him. That's an easy call. And 2 big passes now have been negated by penalties. What, one was 70 yards and this one was 35 yards?
Well, 58 in the attack on the penalty yardage.
It seemed like 70, and this one is 34. Is that what it is?
Nice. I like the way you dodged that. That was very, you look like a wishbone quarterback.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, those 2 great throws. And what's happened now is the Army defense have negated Dobbs in this football game so far through penalties and this attacking defense.
Dobbs breaks the tackle down at the 42-yard line. Steve Erzinger, number 9, with the stop.
Got to give it to this Army defense. They have done a great job. The changeup of going with the bare front and not playing the true desert swarm of playing the kind of hybrid linebacker to the outside has forced Navy off their game. That was a big stop, Vern, for Army, because Navy's going to get the ball to start the second half. And if they could have put a drive together there, they would have got the ball to start the second half.
Josh Jones is back. Kyle Delahook on to punt again. Had a great one, 53 yards last time.
Oh, man, how would you like to be those 3 guys up front?
Who was the up back?
I know. Ouch. And the Army 3 guys rushing had no mercy on them either. That was a 15-yard sprint head-on into him. Watch these 3 guys. You want to sign up? Watch this. Have some courage. Now, these guys all got courage, but you got to have it on that one.
Now, the guy who took most of the punishment was number 91, Jared Marks. 2:55 to go. And first down 10, Army with a 3-0 lead. Navy has turned it over twice, and surprisingly, they've had penalties wipe out 2 huge plays. Steelman, the pitch. Jamison Carter, number 15. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
This is the kind of the sprint option, not the true triple option this time from Army. Coming out, quick motion inside. This was going wide the whole way. He wasn't even faking. See the fullback come outside to block there. It wasn't a triple option. It was a load option. Perfect pitch to the outside. The slot back catches it full speed and gets around there, almost like a sweep.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. 2:35 to go. Army has 2 timeouts left. Well, now they have 1. Rich Ellerson is going to have a chat with Steelman, his quarterback. Time called. Back in Philly, 3-0 Army. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks, Vern. I'm here with Sloan Gibson, President and CEO of USO, and you have a holiday campaign going right now. Tell us about it.
Well, we sure do. We're looking to raise money to support troops and their families all around the world. Phone cards and care packages and entertainers that we're sending all over the world to entertain our troops.
You're a West Point grad, but just coming from an academy, how does that give you a unique perspective when you work with the USO?
You know, the first leadership lesson we learn at any of the academies is it's important to take care of our troops and their families. That's what we do day in and day out. So it comes natural to us. And it's not a coincidence that of the 8 senior people at USO, 4 of those are Service Academy graduates.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy. We're back to play 2nd down and 1.
Remember, and you can see it on the screen right now, both teams only have 1 timeout left. Rich Ellerson leading 3-0. Now remember, he went off the field against Air Force 7-7. Lost that game 35-7. Let's see what he does here if he goes for more points.
Steelman caught from behind. Jabari Tawani, number 98, was the first there. Sophomore out of Madison, Tennessee.
This was a quarterback keep all the way. Just sweep play to the outside, trying to pick up the first down. He gets a run down from behind. Jabari, actually from the front side. Jabari goes inside and then comes around and catches Steelman on the play. It's a big play here for Army. They need a first down, or Navy's going to get it back.
They are 2 of 8 third down conversions in the game. Fullback, left side, it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, nothing.
Now, Navy has 1 timeout remaining.
And they will take that quickly.
There's the final timeout. And they will get the ball back. Ross Pospisil leads the way out. The unanimous selection is a defensive co-captain. Time called.
Midshipman First Class Ross Pospisil, Temple, Texas, Marine Aviation. I chose the Naval Academy because of the challenge it presented, the great people that went here, and the opportunities it presented. Go Navy, beat Army.
Ross is the son of a pastor, Scott. He's the pastor of First Baptist Church in Boerne, Texas.
And Ross was all in. It's the only school he even applied for.
Yeah. His maternal grandfather was a Naval Academy graduate in 1957. Lives in Castle Rock, Colorado now. 4th down.
Now remember, they nearly blocked the first punt of the game. Navy did.
10-man front. We got the return on. Wow. That one never got 10 feet off the ground. It does limp across the 40 and will come to a stop at about that spot. 37-yard punt.
Pretty effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the Geico halftime report coming up. Tim and Spencer and all 5 of the Heisman finalists back in New York. Many of them were there for the Hall of Fame dinner on Tuesday night.
Lock the doors over there. There's agents beating on the doors all over. Pretty good players in that room.
Oh, yes. Dobbs. Caught and dropped. They are out of timeouts. Josh McNary, number 44. First time we've mentioned his name. He's the sack leader on this team with 12.5 for the year. 2nd and 11. Flipped it out. Caught or incomplete?
I think it's incomplete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Intended for Marcus Curry. It's a good note that Ricky Dobbs for the season, 23 rushing touchdowns. That ties him with Tim Tebow and Chance Harridge of the Air Force back in '02. So a chance to break it in this game or in the Texas Bowl when they take on Missouri on December 31st. 3rd and 11. It'll be 4th and 11.
I'll tell you, Mike Gann is having a football game inside. The nose tackle again made a tremendous play here. Watch him play through. If you can't handle a nose tackle one-on-one, it just ain't going to work. Watch him beat the center, go through the fullback, and then grab the quarterback. Fantastic football play by Mr. Gann.
Well, tomorrow on 60 Minutes, a special interview with the president about Afghanistan, the economy, even the gate crashers. 60 Minutes tomorrow only on CBS. And we want to thank MetLife for providing aerial coverage of all the drama below. Look for the MetLife glimpse, Snoopy 1 and 2, when they pass through a town near you. Well, we've had a donkey, a goat, and the duck, and I've got a frog in my throat.
Well, and we do the lamps with a cow. You know, an interesting timeout by Rich Ellerson. I wonder if he's going to go for the block here, because they're not going to drive the whole length of the field on Navy.
And boy, I better correct myself. It's a mule before I get called out. Fair catch at the 20. Anyway, this remind you of Pittsburgh, Oregon State in the Sun Bowl last year?
Well, a little different type of options and offenses, but the score is pretty close, that's for sure. A little more drama here than El Paso.
Okay.
Well, we've taken on Shreveport and El Paso.
Yeah,
We're working our way around the country, aren't we? I think 3-0 is good enough for Rich Ellerson. I think he's going to shut it down and get out of here. You do not want to make a mistake late in the football game. You got a freshman quarterback. You just don't see any upside to trying to force something here. Long pass of the year, 34 yards.
Right. they'll test the fullback, but that was kind of a half-hearted testing. Kingsley Ahee.
Yeah, I think a knee here would be, even for the proud cadets of West Point, good strategy. All you got to do is fumble a handoff, and Navy's got a field goal at least.
Wow. Yeah, he throws it away. When you mention fumble a handoff, you know what everybody in America thinks of?
Of course.
Joe Pisarcik.
Of course.
Herm Edwards. And it was against Philadelphia.
It wasn't in this stadium.
No, it was not. It was in that wonderful. Now we're going to take on Philadelphia. It was that warmly remembered Veterans Stadium.
That green cement that we played on back in those days. This is a beautiful stadium right here.
The game was in the Meadowlands, yes. It was against the Eagles.
Right.
But not here. There we are. Hey, if you've lost 7 in a row and you're leading 3-0 at the half, life's good. And down to Tracy, who's with Ken Niumotoa.
Thanks, Vern. Very uncharacteristic of your team in this first half. Penalties, turnovers. Can you pinpoint why?
We just need to relax and play. There's so much emotion going on that our guys just got to relax and play, and we'll be fine. You know, we got to come out the second half. The defense is playing great. We just got to relax and play. You know, we got to take care of the football, and obviously we got to cut down on our penalties.
What is Rich Ellerson's defense doing to confuse you?
Well, they're playing well. They're playing well, but we got another half to go, and, you know, we're only down 3 points because the defense kept us in the game, and we'll come out in the second half.
Thanks a lot. Guys.
All right, we're going to take it back to New York. Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, the Geico halftime report with all 5 Heisman finalists. That's next.
Presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
All right, we can leave now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando with the score in Philadelphia. Army leading Navy 3-0. The Heisman Trophy will be awarded tonight. And right now, we are honored to be joined by all 5 finalists. Toby Gerhart of Stanford, Alabama's Mark Ingram, Colt McCoy of Texas, Nebraska's Ndamukong Suh, and Florida's Tim Tebow. Welcome to Studio 43, guys. Good to have you.
Thank you.
You can dap each other now. You go ahead. You know, Toby, you led the nation in rushing, but do you think your performances really against USC and Notre Dame got you in a position to maybe have the edge to win this trophy?
I think those games were the 2 defining moments for me this year in terms of the Heisman race. You know, going down into USC, into the Coliseum, and putting up, you know, good numbers against them, and then finishing the season strong against Notre Dame. A storied program like that speaks volumes, you know, for our team and, you know, for the performances throughout the year.
Toby, you're a bit of a throwback runner, and some are saying more like John Riggins with speed. I don't even know if you remember who John Riggins was, though. But you're perfectly suited. Your style is for the NFL. Is it your next stop, irrespective of whether or not you win the Heisman?
Tough question. No, John Riggins is a great player. Washington Redskins, Super Bowl 17. But
wow.
Yeah, hey, he's done his homework. And he hasn't asked the second part of your question.
That's great stuff.
But in terms of NFL, once this, the Heisman won't sway me one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's all going to be, you know, after the bowl game is done. I'll get evaluated and decide from there.
Well, regardless of that, we will see you in the Sun Bowl on CBS. That's his old school, by the way. Go easy on him. Okay. That's on New Year's Eve. Now, listen, let's go on to Mark Ingram now. You know, despite the Tide's storied past, think about all the greats at Alabama that never came close to holding up this trophy. I mean, that's got to make you think a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just all the history of our program and all the championships, all All-Americans, and just the fact that there's not even been a Heisman Trophy winner is just, I'm so honored to be able to represent just the whole tradition of our program.
You know, Mark, few of us really reach our full potential with only ourselves to emulate, and I'm curious if you've had a chance to contact your father since you've been named a Heisman finalist.
Yeah, I talked to him
last night, last night actually, and he just told me he's real proud of me and just to enjoy the moment and just to remember that we still got work to do.
That's awesome. Well, it was a terrific game in the SEC Championship, Mark. Now it's on to the BCS title. And without giving away any secrets to your friend Colt over there, how do you see that game unfolding?
It's going to be a great game. They got great athletes. We have great athletes, and I'm really looking forward to it. We were just talking about it in Orlando that it really hasn't sunk in yet that we're playing for a national championship, but we're both really looking forward to the game.
You know, Colt, you've won more games than any other quarterback, and it's no secret that that elusive BCS title is something you want. But, you know, yesterday you made a statement that you really weren't a fan of the BCS system, which makes me a bigger fan of you. I can't stand the BCS. Talk to me a little bit about that.
No, you know, there's a lot of very successful teams this year. I know there's going to be a couple teams in the end that most likely are going to be undefeated. So, you know, every other sport has a playoff system, and you know, I'm a fan of the bowl games. I love watching the bowl games. I think they're awesome. So, you know, for me, I guess that's my opinion that we should have some type of playoff system. But again, you know, the bowl games are awesome.
Well, I think it says a lot that you said something because you're in a position now to be on the winning edge of it. You've been on the other end too.
He sounds like a convert to me. Coach, one other question: the only other missing thing from your resume, your stellar resume, is the Heisman Trophy. What would it mean to you to hold that trophy in a few hours in your hands?
Well, I think that would be awesome. You know, it's truly a team award in my opinion. You know, I couldn't do it without my teammates and my coaches. I've had a tremendous 4 years there at Texas, and I think it's big for our university, big for our program, and you know, it would be nice. But the main thing is that we're in the national championship. You know, we're excited about that, and you know that's my 100% focus.
All right, your name is Colt, but you were really cool hand Luke in the aftermath of the game against Nebraska. Do you really think there was 1 second left? Now, come on. Do you really?
I thought there was 2 seconds. Come on.
Well, you know what? It's probably your fault, Ndamukong Suh. If maybe you just have not rushed him so well again, there might have been no time left, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I wish I could have maybe approached it a different way, but I mean, I was just doing my job and getting after the quarterback like I always try and do, and the rest of my teammates on the front four.
And few people do it any better than you did, particularly this year. The last defensive player to win the Heisman was Michigan's Charles Woodson. He did it back in 1997. What would it mean to you to win this award as a defensive player when you're on this dais with so many high-powered offensive candidates?
It'd mean a lot, just for the simple fact that I can represent all the other guys that are really seen in my eyes, unsung heroes. All the offensive linemen especially who don't, their status is pancakes. And me and one of my centers, we talk about it all the time, and I enjoy talking to them with it, as well as defensive linemen. We have a little bit more of a chance to have stats just because we have pass breakups and sacks and different things that we can do, but I'd love to represent those guys.
Not only is he a terror, he's smooth.
Indeed.
Denzel.
On now to Tim Tebow. After the SEC Championship game, you were very emotional. Now, you and I have spoken earlier this week, and you do have a sense of perspective now. Tell us why you feel that things went the way they went.
Well, we played a great team in Alabama, and Mark did a phenomenal job. And on that day last Saturday, Alabama was just a little bit better than us. Unfortunately, you work so hard for so many years, hoping to go out on the right way, and it's so close and just slips through your fingers. Obviously, that's hard to deal with. We want to be playing in a national championship game and have another championship ring for the SEC, but you got to give it up to Alabama. They were better than us last Saturday, and congratulations to them.
Yeah. All right, Tim, you're a stand-up guy. You're the only one in this group who has a vote. Now, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'm betting you wouldn't tell us who you voted for, but will you tell us if you voted for yourself?
Oh, very good.
I won't tell you either.
Really? Very nice. Touche, Tillman.
You know what, fellas, before I let you go, you may have seen what some of the Cincinnati players had to say in the aftermath of losing Brian Kelly. I'm curious, do you understand as a group how some of them may feel?
Yeah, I think I can understand their frustration, but I guess I can understand both sides of the thing as well, because Brian Kelly had a tremendous career opportunity and going to Notre Dame, and the players were kind of upset because they had an undefeated season. They're going to a BCS bowl, so I can understand both ends of it.
Yeah, well, thank you all for being with us. It really means a lot to us that you took time out of your busy day to be with us. All right? Thanks for watching the Geico Halftime Report. I'll be back after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Pennsylvania, and the 110th meeting between Army and Navy. Army leads by 3. Rich Ellerson's.
Coach, that you've been able to contain Navy, holding them to 89 yards rushing in the first half. What are you doing to confuse them?
Well, they're not really being confused. I think they know what they're getting into. We're trying to take the ball a little bit out of Ricky's hands and make those other guys play and give our defense credit. They've given them a few field change-ups, and they've done well with it. We had great field position offensively. We need to do a little bit more with it. We just can't keep putting that much pressure on our defense.
We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
All right, we get set for the start of the third quarter. Army and Navy, the only score in the ball game, a 23-yard field goal. Navy won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will receive the third quarter kickoff. Campbell will kick it deep. Andrew Teach, number 39, is back to return it. From the 10. 30. And Ricky Dobbs and the Navy offense will open up with a first down and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Really stymied, Gary. What do you think Army's done to?
Well, I think Rich Ellerson's being a little bit modest. I think Kenny Niumatalolo would say they've got a good scheme. But even more than that, those three inside guys, Swain, Gann, and Ugeni, have just basically been pounding the Navy offensive line. So you can talk about all the triple option and spreads and anything. If you got guys inside that are beating your offensive linemen, you're not going to move the ball.
On first down, there's not much happening there as well. We're going to take a look at the Navy first half possession chart. 2 punts, an interception, a fumble, followed by 3 punts.
Well, remember, this is a Navy team, Vern, that put up 368 yards rushing just a year ago against this Army defense.
And a Navy team that averages through the first 12 games this year, 280 yards on the ground. Here's the containment of Dobbs again. It'll be 3rd and 9. Mike Gann once again.
Yes. Taken on outside by Donnie Dixon and turned back inside to Mike Gann. You can see it. Rich Ellerson said to Tracy, we bottled up Dobbs. They've hit some key passes, but there's been penalties. Steelman has done just enough. This Army offense looks about normal. It's the Navy offense that hasn't done anything. You can see how, as Vern told you, how they've been running all year, and play selection looks about the same. 3-0 football game. The passes that haven't been the story of the game.
Here's Dobbs. Fires it short. Caught. Down the sidelines. That's taken by Bobby Doyle, number 33. And that will be only the second third down conversion for Navy this evening.
Well, senior Bradley Marin took a gamble right here and he lost. Number 55 has the coverage on the play. He's going to come out of his linebacker spot, find the crossing receiver. Now watch him lay out for the ball. He lays out just as the play was getting snapped right there. We didn't see the finish of it, but he laid out and just did not make the play.
And let's take a look at the end of the play, Gary.
It was a crossing receiver. Marin sees it, but you see how he lays out for it and doesn't make the play? Good throw by Dobbs. Dobbs, who, interestingly, I asked if he could play that run and shoot, you know, that we've been seeing everybody else, or that spread offense. He said, oh, I ran it in high school. Absolutely. You can see he's got a pretty good football arm right there.
Greg Jones breaks and goes wide to the left. They spread it out here on second down. Dobbs keeps, cuts, tries to break the tackle. He does have a Navy first down at the 38-yard line. Josh McNary, number 44, with the tackle.
Really think this is the play that eventually Navy will find. Now, I don't know if there's some wrinkles that Army will have for it, but it definitely is the option play. McNary that time, and Erzinger make the tackle on it.
Dobbs is chasing a 1,000-yard rushing season. At the break, he needed 30.
You can see that 3-3 triangle that really has given him trouble. The Navy offense so far, they put 3 guys inside and the 3 linebackers stacked behind him.
They try Murray up the middle. Boy, they've negated him today.
I think it was Rodriguez that time that just timed it out perfectly. If he was playing middle linebacker, he's the guy that made the play.
Rodriguez and Erzinger both there.
Watch Rodriguez time this one. Time The snap, nobody gets him, makes the play. That's scouting right there. Somehow they have a tip. They brought him inside, and he made that play on the fullback that time, Murray.
9th tackle of the game for Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's a pretty good football player. He's playing in that Brian Urlacher spot, though, where he's covered up and free to roam.
2nd down, 10. Murray, the fullback. There's the fake. Dobbs with the keep to the 31-yard line.
Missed tackle that time. This play should have been stopped, and that was the key we talked about to the Army coaches, is could they tackle Dobbs when they had the chance? Watch Dobbs come out here and see if he runs through Eugenie's tackle. That's Victor Eugenie, a defensive end, that Dobbs runs right through there. He's playing defensive tackle in this setup, but that's a big man he ran through.
3rd down, 2. Opening drive. 3rd quarter. Dobbs again, not this time.
Boy, he went forward. He fought for, he looked like a fullback on that one, didn't he?
Remember what his coach said. Strong legs, strong hips.
He sure does. Went right through Andrew Rodriguez again. It's very close for a 1st down. Gann inside, taking on the center. Andrew Rodriguez takes on Dobbs. Look at him run through that tackle. It takes 2-3 other players to bring him down. 4th and inches. Watch the Notre Dame tape again last night. On that first opening drive against Notre Dame, Navy converted 2 4th down plays to get the touchdown.
4th and a foot here, trailing by 3. Timeout, Navy. Impressive opening drive for a Navy team that was held in check in the first half.
Say you're on a call, and your friend wants to know,
what time's the movie?
You can tell him. And if your friend asks,
where's the theater?
You can show him. And if your friend says,
want to grab sushi afterwards?
You can do that too.
Great, on my way.
All without ever leaving the call. Can your phone and your network do that?
Well, hey, glad I caught you. I was on my way to present ideas about all the discounts we're offering. I've got some catchphrases that'll make these savings even more memorable.
All right. Good driver discounts. Now that's the stuff.
How about this?
They're the bee's knees.
Or this?
Sir, how about just 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance?
Huh, yeah. Good luck with that catching on.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Get a real value meal for $2.99. Wendy's Crispy Chicken Deluxe with all white meat, or the Double Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe, both with fries and a drink, now for just $2.99.
You know when it's real.
It's the new holiday favorite.
I believe you can fly. Now show me that you believe it.
The Flight Before Christmas, tonight after Rudolph, only CBS.
And time now for our Home Depot tools to victory.
Well, mistakes on the passing game is better. Remember the first pass completing this game, it went for 21 yards, but a penalty on the play made it just an 11-yard gain. Here's a 58-yard gain. A penalty brought it back. A loss, actually a 68-yard difference. Here's the third completion. A 34-yard gain minus the penalty, a 44-yard difference. If you do it right and don't have a penalty, it works a lot better. The passing game, yes. 1 for 5. Now he's 2 for 6. But in the first 3 completions, penalty on each one of them.
4th and inches here as Navy trails by 3. Murray directly behind Dobbs. Dobbs with a keeper. First down, Navy.
Yeah, he was following the fullback all the way on this one. It's almost like a fullback-quarterback isolation right now. Even short yardage it is. Navy maintains their splits. Look at the splits, even on short yardage. And he's following, almost beats the fullback in the hole that time, Vince Murray. If it was the triple option, he didn't read it. He was keeping it all the way.
First down 10. This is the 10th play of the drive. Running backs now are Bobby Doyle and Murray. Dobbs again.
That's a great play.
Yes. Steve Erzinger, number 9.
Yeah, those two outside safeties, hybrid safeties in this 3-3-5 look have been having a football game. I think he's back here. Now watch how quickly he reads this and finds Dobbs. As they changed up the quarterback, who had the quarterback on that play. That time Marin took the quarterback and Erzinger cut inside to take Dobbs. Nice changeup from the defense that time to switch up the responsibilities.
Second down. Dobbs with pressure. He's got him wide open. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Marcus Curry. Only his 5th catch all year, but his 3rd for a touchdown. And Navy goes on top. Here's Joe Buckley. He is perfect on PATs for the year. Ooh, he knuckled that one through.
Well, here's the touchdown man, the slot. This is the guy that made the last tackle. This is a good call from the offensive coordinator because watch, Erzinger comes up and the slot runs right by him and the free safety Ty Schrader. Offensive coordinator Ivan Jasper made a good dial-up. Your safeties want to get nosy and make tackles? We're going to run the play-action pass. I told you, those slots are going to have a big part of this football game on the pass.
An emphatic statement by the Naval Academy to open this second half.
Now it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Action Cam.
I've been giving a lot of credit to that Army front 3, but Osei Asante, Eric Douglas, and Curtis Bass. Watch the play behind this play. These 3 guys all get their men. So it might have been a well-designed play, but if you don't block up front, it ain't going to work. And all 3 of those guys handled their men, and that was real big for that easy throw.
And reason for a celebration on the Navy sideline. 7-3. Marcus Curry, 5th catch of the year. 3 have been for touchdowns.
Well, remember the 3rd quarter and second half woes for this Army football team. Air Force 7-7. Fell apart. Duke 21 points in the 4th quarter. A good football game given away with 2 late interceptions. Can they get any offense against an outstanding Navy defense?
John Teague is the man to kick off. And Damian Hunter, number 7, is back to return it from the 6. 30, perhaps the 31. Tuesday on NCIS Los Angeles, the team goes after a serial bomber. See why NCIS Los Angeles is a People's Choice nominee for favorite new drama. Don't miss a new episode Tuesday, only on CBS.
Not much triple option from Army in this football game. They may line up in this spread option or slot option look, but they're not running the option.
First man through, that's Patrick Mealy, who had a quick start to this game. And well, we established the fact earlier that in '96 they both went to Bolt. But look at the direction of these respective programs in the subsequent 13 years. 35-114 for the Army, 77-78. And Paul Johnson, Ken Niumatalolo, have been really effective since they came in after the beginning of the decade. Ken Niumatalolo was in his 10th year here. He was offensive coordinator for a while. There's the pitch outside, and he is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Patrick Neely.
See, that time, Trent Steelman did not eliminate the end man on the line of scrimmage with the pitch, and it gave the running back no room to cut up. You must make that last guy tackle you. Coming right here. That's the guy you want to get to tackle the quarterback. Since he doesn't tackle the quarterback, there's no room to cut back, and the defensive backs can make an easy tackle.
There is a Navy player down on the sidelines. Official timeout. We'll make sure we've got the identity when we return. A Naval Academy player down on the sidelines. 8:04 to go, third quarter. And by LG. Beautiful skyline of downtown Philadelphia at dusk. And the injured player Kevin Edwards being given medical attention on the Navy bench.
Yeah, the outside corner. Kevin Edwards comes back and makes the play. Now remember, Kevin Edwards has been playing in this game with a torn labrum anyway. I wonder if he just re-injured that injury he's been dealing with all year. Again, remember he had that great game against Golden Tate. Notre Dame.
That was the 23-21 victory in South Bend. Here's Steelman. It's going to be fourth down.
Well, you know, Steelman's just a young freshman football player. He's 0 for 5 passing in this football game. And even if it's 3rd and 5, it's tough to dial up one of those throws for Steelman in this situation. Now, he went 11 for 17 against VMI, but Navy's a little better than VMI.
And so a fourth down as Steelman rolls right. He's picked up only 13 yards on 8 carries, and he is the leading rusher for this team for the season.
Overload right, and it looks like overload left, and the punter is angling to the right, so he's going right into it. That's that pooch punt.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's more like a rugby punt. It would be probably more accurate.
7:05 to go, third quarter. Navy went the distance on the opening drive. Time now for another presentation by the midshipmen. .05 to go in the third. This will be the second Navy possession of this half. They went length of the field to take the lead on the opening possession. Now Ricky Dobbs has Vincent Murray, the fullback, directly behind him. Murray has been held well in check today. 8 carries, 14 yards. And you say that and bingo, you open up the Bucks. That's a quick opener for 9 yards. Now Red Lobster presents today's Scholar Athletes. First of all, Ollie Villanueva with a 3.2 GPA, majoring in systems engineering. He is the 6'10" wide receiver for Army. And Ross Pospisil, 3.3 GPA, major in ocean engineering, and he is going to become a Marine Corps pilot.
Interesting, Navy has adjusted. On that last play, that was not an inside veer. They blocked the point of attack that time. Remember, Kenny Niumatalolo told us. That's a
you
told us.
You get 2 chances.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That this is not a gimmick offense. He said he equated it to the pick and roll. He said, you know, Stockton and Malone, no matter what you did against them, they had an answer. It looks like Navy has come up with an answer here. They're running by blocking the point of attack. They finally hit a pass play. I wonder if at halftime the adjustments have been made and they're going to find some offense here.
Saw the measurement, just short. And so after Murray's longest run of the day, a 9-yarder, second less than a yard for the first down. 6:44 to go in the third. Dobbs First down. Out to the 39-yard line. Tackle made by number 55, Bradley Marin.
Well, Bradley Marin, reading about him a little bit, the senior said, you know, the thing that you learn most when you come to Army is that adversity is a constant. And he said, you just have to learn to deal with it and succeed. Well, the Navy defense is going to have to learn to deal with adversity right now. They must get a stop or this game's going to get out of hand.
First down, 10. Dobbs breaks the tackle and moves the ball to the 44. And let's check in with Tracy Wolfson for this update.
Well, guys, Kevin Edwards dealing with a bruised shoulder. I was just told by the doctor it is not the shoulder in which he's dealing with a torn labrum. He's right now in a sling. He is out for the rest of the game, guys.
All right, Trace, thank you.
It's double bad news. He's got a torn labrum and another bad shoulder. Mike Gann blew up that play inside again, but Dobbs just ran right off of it.
And Ricky Dobbs has now gone over 1,000 yards for the season. 271 for 1,001 yards. He'll add to that and crosses the 50.
Get the ball out when the quarterback has the ball and he thinks he can run. Look at that. I want the ball. I'm open. I'm open. The tailback on the slot back, excuse me, says, I have a big one. Marcus Curry says, I could do it, but Dobbs has it.
Now that was Stockton and Malone.
That's exactly right. Malone wants the ball, but Stockton says, I got it. I'll pass it to you when I want it.
First down and 10. Whoops. Mike Gann across the neutral zone.
He's had a tremendous football game, but Ricky Dobbs has had answers here in the second half.
Offside, by contact. Number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, another methodical, and again, Rich Ellerson said, no, it's not about our defensive system. You know, it's just about us doing it up front. That's true. But there are answers to these systems, and I think Navy at halftime got in there and says, all right, here's what they're doing. Here's how we're going to adjust. They're blocking down a little bit more and running a little wider.
Murray to the 40. Well, Ricky Dobbs had those two big pass plays negated by penalties. Take a look at the contrast, first half, second half.
Well, yeah, he had that interception early. Zenziger stayed right in the throwing lane. Really could not get anything going turned up. In the second half, he throws this wonderful pass to the outside, and that just seemed to open the floodgates.
And there's an injured cadet down. That's Chris Swain, I beg your pardon. Chris Swain, number 62. The injured player.
Yeah, he kind of got he got chopped block, which is legal on the play from the outside. Since he's at the line of scrimmage, you can do that. I think it was Nick Henderson that chopped inside perfectly legal play, and it's done all the time in this option offense. It's a cutoff block. And that time he caught him right on the outside of the knee.
And the 19-year-old sophomore will receive assistance as he walks off. Wednesday on Showtime, join JB, Chris Collinsworth, Phil Simms, and Warren Sapp for all the best on the Emmy Award-winning Inside the NFL, cable's longest-running show, Inside the NFL, Wednesday on Showtime.
The other thing we have to notice about and probably note in this football game is that Army does not play a lot of substitutes on defense. They seem to be now kind of wearing down a bit.
Second and short. Dobbs will keep it. And that will be the 7th first down of this half. Lincoln Financial Field in downtown Philadelphia. The Army Black Knights trying to win for the first time in the last 8 years against the Midshipmen of Navy. They had a 3-0 lead at the half. But Navy took the opening kickoff, 11-play drive. The touchdown pass was thrown from Ricky Dobbs, 25 yards. And it's 7-0 now as the third quarter has been eaten away by this Navy offense. Plays this half, 18-3.
Yeah. 26 plays they had in the whole first half. They've got 18 already in this third quarter. Vince Murray has kind of just taken over this fullback position. Great high school football player, gained 1,800 yards in high school up in Ohio. He was a linebacker, made 133 tackles, and he was a Cincinnati Enquirer Player of the Year on a state championship.
And he told you, did he not, that he was a huge Cincinnati Bengal fan?
Oh, yeah, and that's the one part I didn't write down. What's wrong with the Brownies? There's the give.
Murray, son of a pilot. His dad was a Navy pilot for most of his career, now a commercial airline pilot.
This is the true read by Ricky Dobbs on the triple option. Watch him look right here and decide whether he should give it to the fullback. He sees space, and he says, I can give it to my fullback. He goes right by Ugini, who takes the quarterback. That is frustrating, and that's why this offense can work against any defense. It's almost like judo. Whatever you do, they have a move to use your weight against you.
Got a real good downfield block from Marcus Curry as well. Here's Dobbs, nothing. And Josh McNary, number 44, makes the stop. Oh, you just kind of had a sense at halftime that this is what was about to happen.
It's been the history of the Army football team this year. They're not quite to the level. They don't have quite the experience with this defense or the offense. 9 plays already on this drive.
Second down. Up the middle again. It was Vincent Murray who had 158 yards on the ground in that big win at Notre Dame. He had a streak of 4 consecutive 100-yard-plus games. Flying high above, MetLife is providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. The blimp travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events throughout the United States. 3rd and 7.
No, it's a must stop here. They've got to force a field goal, maximum field goal.
Dobbs, and they do.
Yes, it was.
And they do. That was Ty Schrader, a freshman, who's come on in the last couple of games and made significant contributions for this team.
Marcus Hilton is playing for Marin right now, does a good job playing off the fullback Murray's block and getting out there and making the play on the tackle. Schrader comes up from the secondary and forces a field goal to keep it a football game.
Joe Buckley with the effort from 36 yards away. Only 9 of 12 for the year. They haven't gone this route very often. That looks perfect. And 'tis. But you might consider that a win for Army.
Well, especially on a 12-play drive, holding them to 12, just 3 points after the touchdown pass the previous drive. That maintains that 7-point difference.
.3 Navy. Yeah, CBS Sports jumps into the bowl season beginning December 31st. The Oklahoma Sooners match up with the Stanford Cardinal. And on New Year's Day, the Mountaineers of West Virginia take on Florida State Seminoles, coaching legend Bobby Bowden's final game. Greg Bolerjack and Steve Berline will be in El Paso. Gary, Tracy, and I get to see Bobby Bowden's last game down in Jacksonville.
Well, it's closing in on the fourth quarter, Vern, and I think if Rich Ellerson said, give me a chance to win this thing in the fourth quarter, he'd take it. 4 out of the 5 wins that Army's had this year has either been breaking a tie in the fourth quarter or coming from behind. So they're there. They just don't have any offense yet. They got to find something to give that defense rest.
Damian Hunter to the 33-yard line. Well, hope you saw our halftime show with Tim and Spencer. There's all 5 finalists. Toby Gerhardt, winner of the Doak Walker Award. Mark Ingram, runner-up there. Colt McCoy of Texas. Ndamukong Suh, who had a game for the ages against the Longhorns last Saturday night. And a fellow who's become a friend, Tim Tebow. All 5 bidding for the Heisman tonight. Here's the hand up. You vote, right?
No, I don't.
You don't?
But I do understand. I've heard Gino Toretta say, and he reported on radio, that with 40 minutes left in the voting, it was tied.
Wow.
It's going to be, I understand, the closest vote in the history of the Heisman.
You know, that's why I like working with you.
Heard it on the radio. I don't know if it's true.
You come up with this inside skinny. I mean, how does Gino Toretta know that?
He's inside.
Back after this word from your local station.
For one day, they're at war with each other. Just for one day.
We have the good guys playing the good guys.
Go Navy.
Let's go, Aaron. Go get them, baby. All right. Fire up. Fire up.
Ross, we need you to win the big game.
Come on, Anise, baby. Let's do it. Come on, Jordan. Go Army. Beat Navy. Go Navy. Beat Army.
This afternoon. Too often, the guys who do all the work don't get any of the credit. Well, this time, that was Pete Radovich, our creative director at CBS, who edited and produced that piece, and it was just terrific. We start the 4th, 2nd down, 7, Army. And here's the pitch left side. Jamison Carter outside. And Gary, just to reiterate the point, to underline the point you made at the break, this total domination by Navy. Army's got to find something.
You don't want to know how much, so that's the first down for Army since the first quarter of this football game. So second, third quarter. So this will be the story. If Army comes back, we'll say that Army survived the third quarter. If they don't come back, we'll say they got beat down in the third quarter and they lost the game.
They do pick up a first down. And here's the handoff inside. This one goes to Kingsley Ahie. That's E-H-I-E. Matt Nishak makes the stop. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson. Craig Silver, our producer, Steve Milton, our director, all of our crew here having this privilege of telecasting the Army-Navy meeting for the 110th time in Philadelphia. 2nd down and 6. Steelman, left side, has a man open. There's Villanueva with his first catch. The big fella, 6'10", 280 pounds.
That was a pretty nice route by Villanueva here. He runs the hook, he sees the linebacker, and then he slides outside of him. Watch him come in, read the linebacker, and then slide outside the linebacker and pluck it with his hands and turn up. Not bad for an offensive tackle, huh?
How about that? I think you were as impressed with his time in the 2-mile run as anything.
13 minutes for 2 miles at 315 pounds.
First completion of the day. There's the handoff right side. It's Ahie again.
Let's see, 4 and 4 is 8, 8 and 3 is 11. We're in the 12th quarter of not scoring a touchdown for Army. They're going to have to score. They're going to lose, aren't they? They're 7 points behind, but they've strung together a couple first downs here.
2nd down, 8.
You know, it was just mandatory that Army do this. Their defense, which has played so well in this football game, had to be running out of gas. 22 plays by Navy in the third quarter.
To 4 for Army. There's that little stop and step back. And they give it to the fullback again. It's Mealy. Patrick Mealy, the junior out of Hyattsville, Maryland, and it's going to be third down.
Yeah, that was a pretty conservative call right there, back-to-back plays. I don't know if you're going to get that fullback inside, trying to run the inside trap that time. Army, and did not work at all.
Third down.
Almost, I think, mandatory 4-down territory unless they lose yardage here.
Steelman goes left for Villanueva. Caught.
Oh, he dropped it.
Fumble. Did he fall on it? He might. Oh, no. There's a Navy indication they've got it.
Now, Villanueva may catch the ball, but he's not used to running with the ball. Remember, he's never been a ball carrier.
Played rugby and was a swimmer, and he falls on it.
It was yanked away by Emmett Merchant, number 7. Nice throwback again. And Villanueva got back. And what nice play by the big guy. He's got to go low from 6'10" down there to get the ball, doesn't he?
He told us, I don't have good hands, I have huge hands. Well, his mother and father, look at his mom. From Rota, Spain. There's a naval base there, a dual naval base. And his dad is in the Spanish Navy, as we said. This is Jamison Carter, number 15. Just imperative for Army that they get, I think, a touchdown. A field goal would really be a disappointment for this Army team.
Yeah, I don't know if they have quite enough possessions left to do that.
Last touchdown scored by Army.
And Vern, I think Kevin Edwards, that is Kevin Edwards. I was wondering, we thought he might not come back into play, but let's be realistic here. This is Army-Navy.
Right. 2nd and 6. Steelman, right side for Villanueva.
Well, Blake Carter did a good job of cutting off Villanueva that time. To the outside. Now, these Navy guys have been playing a lot of runners. See how he cuts them off? There's nowhere he can go with the play. Got a guy that's too tall for you? Get in front of him, make him run right through you.
Giving away a foot. Blake Carter. Villanueva told us he's got the qualifying times. He might try and swim in the spring semester. Freestyle and butterfly. Third down. Quick setup. That's caught, but it's going to be a 4th down and 3 maybe.
Well, most corners always are a little shorter than the receiver, but this is ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this.
It's tough. That's a tough touch pass, though. Is they going to go for a field goal here?
They are going to go for the field goal. Okay. Alex Carlton. Missed it.
Oh, boy.
Missed it badly.
Army finally gets a pretty good drive put together with a couple of completed passes. Trying to get 3 points so that if they scored again, they could take the lead, and nothing.
They were basically kidnapped.
I'm here with Troy Polamalu. Tell us about the goal line stand.
Well, I owe my great hair to Head and Shoulders. It's for more than just dandruff.
That's not what I asked, Troy.
Isn't it?
No.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Head and Shoulders, 7 benefits, 1 bottle.
Get more of what you love when you create your own seafood feast at Red Lobster. Choose 2 or 3. From new creations like wood-grilled shrimp with garlic cream and Parmesan to classics like succulent steamed crab legs for a limited time at Red Lobster.
Holy moly! What just happened? Whoa! I mean, wow, hey, that looks great. And there's no need to discuss it further. In fact, you can buff most of that out. Just give it a once over with a wet paper towel. Okay, good talking to you.
Accidents are bad. But Geico's good with 24-hour claim service.
And now, it's time for our Geico Game Recap.
Well, let's take you through what has transpired so far. Carlton, who just missed from 32, did hit one from 23. And there was a big interception by Erzinger. That helped deny Navy. 2 first-half turnovers. That was the second. Navy opened the third quarter with a lengthy drive and a catch from Dobbs, 25 yards, to take a 7-3 lead. They tacked on a field goal, and then Army just missed, and there is Alex Carlton. He's going to have to live with this one probably for the rest of his life.
Well, yeah, it's not a game winner, though. He's got to prepare himself for another chance here. You know, there might be another one. You know, 10-6 is not the pressure one. There might be another one.
Good point. Here's the handoff left side at the 23-yard line. Well, Andrew Rodriguez again with the tackle.
Well, he's playing middle linebacker. He's going to make those tackles. Kenny Niumatalolo, the former offensive line coach, offensive coordinator, now head coach. Clint Sauve says, my favorite quote from coach is, no excuses, nobody cares. Usually says it all, does it? I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
He must have worked in television.
Oh, fumble the snap.
Yeah. Looks like he did recover.
So the first half miscues, you go to the blackboard and you fix them. But you still got to be able to get the quarterback center exchange.
Third down. 3rd and 7. Dobbs back. Caught and dropped. It's going to be 4th down. Eugeni with the tackle, number 92.
Well, this was a pass play all the way, well defended, nobody to go to. Actually, it was a quarterback draw. That was a design quarterback draw, snuffed out by the Army defense. Very good job. They got quicks up there, don't they?
Well, Josh Jones is back to return the punt. They do. This is Kyle Delahook. 4th and 7, 8:35 to go. Oh, boy.
Right into a wall.
Here they come. Yes, indeed. Jones comes right down at the 33. 51-yard punt, 7 on the return. Craig Schaefer, number 49, with the tackle. So Army gets the ball. And as we step aside, some words from the quarterback, Trent Steelman.
Trent Steelman from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm a plebe. When I think of Army-Navy, I just think a game for the world. A chance to revive the souls of the soldiers overseas and a chance to bring back the tradition that Army has had. Go Army, beat Navy.
To supercharge your high-def TV, you gotta hook it up. So yeah, I'm out to save the world from cable. Hold on, and it keeps getting better.
Lock in our best price until 2011 and get $100 back. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
A work
of art, a finely tuned machine, a sanctuary, a command center, a sophisticated sedan, a sports car. Nissan Maxima, the ultimate dual threat. Now get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR financing when you purchase a 2010 Maxima. Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Hear that? That's the sound of December 25th. And what do you do when you've got more question marks than check marks? You get them a Home Depot gift card. They can use it in-store or online, which makes the perfect gift because they can pick out what they really want, letting them take your dollars and our low prices as far as they can go. Now that's some stocking stuffer. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Check out the new interactive gift card. It's more than a gift card, it's a 3D experience.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS Sports. The Army-Navy game presented by USAA is sponsored by USAA. DirecTV, Jack Links, and by the Home Depot. We are back in Philadelphia, Army-Navy. Let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks, Vern. I'm here with Torrey Crawford. He was Army starting quarterback, 85-87. You beat Navy 2 years in a row. Some incredible experiences. Talk about your most memorable one in 87.
Oh, most definitely. My last time ever touching the football in my collegiate career was a touchdown against Navy. And I tell you, that entire season was one in which we had a lot of turmoil. I was down with the injury game 4. Was able to come back, and the last time I ever touched a football in my career was a touchdown against these guys.
Like our colleague Gary Danielson, you ran the wishbone. So how have you seen the game evolve lately?
Well, you know what? It's really amazing to see really the splits that we have, as well as the positioning of all of the running backs, and so it really does give it a different look.
Thanks so much, Torrey. It was great speaking with you.
Oh, thank you.
Now, kind of tough to concentrate as the fumble was picked up by Craig Schaefer. Mealy with the fumble, Schaefer with the pickup, and it is 1st and 10 from the 11, Gary.
Yeah, a little bit of inside. It was batted away on the play by Pospisil. How about that? Ross Pospisil is the guy who knocked it out on the play, and then Schaefer picked it up. In the first down play, you just run the safe fullback up the middle, and the fullback drops the ball. What a play by Ross Pospisil.
1st down at the 11. Whoa. Little tangle in the backfield, and how about this? Little extracurricular activity.
One more look, 51 right there. Watch his left hand pop that football loose. Schaefer picks it up. I mean, you run the safest play in your arsenal. You turn it over when you need it, about a 6 or 7 minute drive for a touchdown.
2nd and 10. Nick Henderson goes wide right. 1 second on the play clock. They do get it snapped. Dobbs spins, drives, down at the 1. Ty Schrader with the tackle.
Well, this was a keep load option the whole way. They were blocking the point of attack. Fullback coming right around it. And Dobbs gets it to the zone. Now watch him stretch out. And does his knee go down? And yes, it does. Just at the line. Just inches short. Another nice call by the Navy staff. They've adjusted to this bare front, and they're running out a hole wider, and they're blocking the load option to the outside.
1st down. Oh, another bobble. And Dobbs does recover it, but...
You know, Navy was hurrying to get the play snapped before the delay of game, and I don't think they were set on that. Kenny Niumatalolo was going to call timeout, but he let it go. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, didn't get it, did he? Never got his hands on the ball, and Dobbs is lucky he got the ball back.
player down.
I think it's Josh McNary, number 44.
Right.
But again, that was that nose tackle hitting the center, Eric Douglas, on the play that blew up that play.
McNary appears to be okay. Kenny Niumatalolo, not so.
Hope I don't miss work this Christmas.
Yeah, how will you pay for things like food, electricity?
Dental bills.
Gadzooks! You need a backup plan. That's why we have Aflac.
So I'll have cash to help pay bills.
Right, but what if you're still not better by Christmas?
Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Rudolph's better, but now Blitzen's sick.
Once, during a difficult time in my life, my mom gave me some advice. She told me to keep my heart open, to love, to hope, to the world. Those words changed my life and inspired my Open Hearts collection at Kay Jewelers. As the #1 jewelry store in America, Kay was the perfect choice to help me turn my mom's inspiration into something beautiful and eternal. You were right, Mom. Keep your heart open and love will always find its way in.
Every kiss begins with K.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Trailer's awesome.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Gather up the family. What's Mom doing here? Well, it's Christmas Eve. Why isn't she out stealing toys in Whoville?
For a special holiday 2.5 Men. Monday, only CBS.
Welcome back to Philadelphia. Navy and Army. Craig Schaefer's fumble return to the 11-yard line has given Navy an opportunity, I would think, to salt this one away. They've got a 2nd down and goal. My head coach can't look. Dobbs, the quarterback. Dobbs, touchdown, Navy. That's his 24th rushing touchdown of the year. He now stands alone as the all-time leader rushing touchdowns quarterback single season.
Well, they cover the 3 inside guys. He just fakes it to the fullback and goes off tackle.
Tim Tebow, Chance Harridge. Now trail Ricky Dobbs.
You can kind of see the hole where you'd like to run the ball to right there, and that's exactly where he does. Runs it right behind his fullback Murray on the play and takes it right into the end zone. Murray knows he's not getting it on this play, gets a good fake and a block at the same time.
You can always tell by the noise, right? Touchdown,
sure.
Navy. Push-ups.
They lead across frozen rivers. They lead from island to island. They lead to higher ground, to build hope, to break through barriers, to free a continent, to explore new worlds, and carry on the ideals of a nation. Officers in the U.S. Army are leaders who can rise to any challenge. They have learned to bring out the best in others and themselves. Can you? Find out more about Army officership at goarmy.com/officer. There's strong, and then there's Army strong.
Hey. Your map's blocking the game.
Oh, sorry. I'm just checking the other scores.
Is my map in the way? No, you good.
With 5 times more 3G coverage than AT&T, Verizon Wireless is your destination for great gifts. Grab an HTC Windows phone like the Imaggio or the Droid Eris with Google by HTC for just $99.99. Verizon Wireless.
It's a Big Bang Christmas, and Christine Baranski has a special gift for Sheldon.
La 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 la.
On a new Big Bang Theory, Monday.
Clarence Ricky Dobbs Jr., Douglasville, Georgia, United States Naval Academy. My future plans are serving in the military, win a Super Bowl, become the United States president, and today, beat Army.
Let me tell you, he's got great political instincts. He walked into our meeting, saw Tracy Wolfson, gave her a big hug, saw my wife Nancy, gave her a big hug, and then said to us, "How are you, sirs?"
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, he was recruited. This is a big-time athlete. We mentioned before he was recruited as a basketball player. He was also recruited by Georgia Tech as a wide receiver. He wanted to play quarterback. That's why he's here. He just might play in a Super Bowl someday. He reminds me a lot of Hines Ward.
Wow.
Who played quarterback at Georgia. Very strong in his hips. Very good athlete.
That's high praise. Here's the kick taken by Damian Hunter, number 7. Oh, my goodness. Bry French, number 52. Fried him. Ouch.
Yeah, I'll give it to Damian Hunter, though, too. He knew he was going to get laid out on this one, and he was all effort, and he hung on to the ball, too. Number 7, Damian Hunter, taking it up in there the way you should on a kickoff.
Senior from near your hometown, Naples, Florida. Not hometown, but where you reside now. 6:09 to go. Steelman. Pospisil, Ross Pospisil. Well, it's been a dark decade for Army. Actually, a little more than that. Rich Ellerson, 8 years as the head coach at Cal Poly. Had a background at the University of Arizona under Dick Tomey, defensive coordinator at Hawaii. And in his first year here, here's the pass, Villanueva. It is caught. Tony Haber makes the catch.
Pretty athletic, isn't he, for 6'10" out there?
Yeah.
Well, that's the 7th first down of the game for Army. Last year against Navy, they only had 7 first downs the whole game. Also, when they only put up 154 yards, they've got 153. How eerily similar is this football game?
Down by 2 touchdowns here as the clock is nearing 5.5. Steelman. He finds Alejandro Villanueva again. So they'll move the chain one more time. That's a pickup of 14.
Pretty smart. Put this one up high. There's a lot of room between those zones when you can throw to a 6'10" guy.
You know who made the tackle? A 5'9" guy.
Well,
Ram Vela.
It doesn't matter how tall you are to tackle. You can get down there and take out anybody.
First down and 10. 5:12 to go. Fullback for not much, Kingsley Ahee.
You know, you were talking about Rich Ellerson and what he's going to do with this program. I was reading where a former head football coach in the National Football League, Steve Mariucci's son, played for Rich Ellerson at Cal Poly, and he said, I would encourage anybody to have their son play for Rich Ellerson.
Native of Tucson, played at Hawaii, actually began his academic career. His first year was spent at the Naval Academy. And Rich Ellerson's father was a graduate of the academy. 2 brothers as well. Had a lot of Army ties. Had a brother, John, who was captain of the 62 football team, retired as a major general. And a brother, Jeff. Here's John Ellerson, played against the Roger Staubach teams back in the early 60s. 3rd down and 8. Steelman. It'll be fourth down.
Got a penalty on this play. Some kind of person. Was it a late hit this time? Came out in the sprint. There was nothing there, and I think there was
personal foul, illegal helmet-to-helmet contact, number 51, defense.
Well, I don't know about that.
That looks like a forearm.
Yeah, I actually thought that Ross Pospisil stopped on the play. Let's see if he got him with the forearm or the helmet. He was trying to slow down as Steelman was going down, but his actions looked like a penalty on the play and keeps Army's drive alive.
Out of Temple, Texas, Ross Pospisil. First down 10 after the penalty. Steelman back, pulls up, double coverage. Intercepted? No, incomplete. 4:11 to go.
Yeah, Craig Schaefer that time knew it was coming back to Villanueva all the way. Even though the action goes one way, he's going to try to beat Villanueva to the thing and to the inside. Ball slightly behind, and I think Villanueva might have knocked it down on the play.
4 receptions for the day, 55 yards. 2nd and 10. Steelman fires it. It's caught by Mealy. He's got a first down at the 11. Well, Army trying to make this thing interesting again.
Oh, we're going to see an onside kick probably, but you could see the growth and the potential that Trent Steelman has as a quarterback. He was a passing quarterback also in high school, but he's tough and he's wiry and he's good at running the option.
First down 10.
Under 4 minutes.
They've not scored a touchdown against Navy since the last quarter in 06. Villanueva.
That's a very unique 6'10" football player, isn't it? I mean, you got to almost laugh. The guy played offensive tackle last year.
And just as a footnote, Gary, he only played 2 years of high school football in Brussels, Belgium.
Right. I wonder if people give him a look as a tight end down the road a few years from now. But still a football game. Going to have to go touchdown, put it in the end zone, an onside kick.
2nd and 3 at the 4. That one got stymied at the snap, and there's a flag down. This guy, motion penalty or procedure penalty.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Remember, Army with the onside kick and their 3 timeouts left. Still a football game.
Ball back at the 9. Hunter breaks and goes wide to the left side. Villanueva right. They go for Villanueva all the way, and he couldn't get around Blake Carter, number 1.
Yeah, that was a good jam. The toughest thing for tall receivers is to get around those jams to the outside. Watch Carter get inside, then the ball goes in the air, and there's no way he can get to the football. Steelman says, I want pass interference, but the jam was before the ball was thrown.
3rd down. Inside, nice defensive play. Kevin Edwards, who had the shoulder problem earlier, we thought he was out for the game, back in to make a big play. 4th down.
Hey, he closed on that one, didn't he? Torn labrum, bad shoulder, and he still beats his man to the spot. Now, did he hit him a little early that time, Damian Hunter? I couldn't quite tell. But Kevin Edwards was very aggressive.
Timeout called by Army, facing 4th down with 2:43 to go. MetLife's aerial coverage providing these dramatic views of the iconic Army-Navy game. Look for the MetLife blimp as we team up with CBS Sports for more coverage this season. All right, Gary.
Ready?
Are you
ready? Are you ready?
Next Saturday, it's 2 scoops a hoop. First, the UCLA Bruins take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. UCLA's had a tough start. Then Gonzaga battles Coach K's Duke Blue Devils. It's all here on the home of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Which one are you going? Gonzaga Duke?
I'm going Gonzaga Duke.
All right.
Clark Kellogg. We're going to be Madison Square Garden next week.
Well, they've thrown the ball to Villanueva a couple times. The last pass was to Hunter. You got anybody else?
No.
I don't know if they do or not.
I would think the option here is stands about 6'10", weighs about 280. So they're going to double team him on the line. 4th down. Look for Villanueva, fired deep in a crowd, intercepted. And he will take a knee. How perfect. Ram Vella, one of the heroes in the win over Notre Dame, with an interception and a fumble recovery. Remarkable young man out of San Antonio. A 5'9" linebacker who's destined for submarine service.
Well, he got the tip on this one. Not a bad play on 4th down. Put it up high. Hopefully your guy can out-jump all the Navy guys. Vela just is in the right place at the right time. Pretty good strategy by Army. That's about all they had. Ball was maybe overthrown 6 inches on the play. How about this?
He still can't look.
Doesn't want to look, and it's going to be the 3rd year in a row that Army doesn't get in the end zone unless they get this ball back.
There was hope, and then there was none. 2:36 to go. Here's Dobbs. Well, Ram Vella, our entire group had a chance to chat with him. And he's kind of typical. He wanted to play football, high school quarterback. There's Villanueva. And Vella, the only Division I offer he had was here at the Naval Academy. And so he accepted it. Came here. Remember, Gary, we said, what game did you come for your official visit? He said, no, the season was over.
Right.
And I came here. And he said, there was nobody on campus. I thought it was a pretty place. So I thought, yeah, this will work. But he laughed. He said, I thought Army-Navy was a game between enlisted men. And he went to prep school. He said, all of a sudden, they started yelling at me.
Didn't even know what he was in for, did
No, not at all. And now, last Tuesday, he learned that he's going to spend his naval career in a submarine. Goes down to Charleston for the next, well, surface warfare, we can change that. And that is a late change. He was just accepted in the submarine program last Tuesday.
I asked him, what do you got to do to survive the academy life? He says you got to have thick skin, number one, and be 100% committed or you won't make it.
Yep. Well, the Navy team is about to go 9-4 for the year. Their last game prior to this one was at Niumatalolo's alma mater. He took his team out to Hawaii and said by far the most memorable part of the visit was he took the Naval Academy football team to visit the Arizona Memorial. The rest of the trip wasn't that great.
If you're wondering, this is the first time that Navy has worn those uniforms with that little red marker on it.
Yeah.
That's to honor their brothers, the Marines. The stripe of red is a notation for the Marine Corps.
Nice touch. .226 to go in this one. How about the player of the game? Andrew Rodriguez, 15 tackles, 9 of them solo. 1 forced fumble. Andrew Rodriguez, his father, David, I'm sure, is watching from Kabul, Afghanistan. And his mom and his sister, Amy, are here in the stands. Marvelous effort for him. And for Mike Gann, number 93. By the way, just a footnote here. I'm just thinking about their trip to Hawaii and memorable and disappointing at the same time. We haven't mentioned June Jones, who was another coach at the University of Hawaii, who is now the head coach at SMU. And how about what they've done? They've qualified for the bowl. They're going to Hawaii. First time since they were administered the death penalty by the NCAA in the mid-'80s.
Well, June has a system and he can coach. And unless Army comes back for 2 touchdowns, UCLA and Rick Neuheisel will be taking the UCLA Bruins to a bowl. Because since Army didn't win, they're not eligible, making UCLA eligible for a bowl game.
Timeout, Navy, with 1:42 to go. Ricky Dobbs, second half.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty in the first half, but this pretty good football player got it going with that pass right there. And then the slot pass off. Remember the play before. The safety made the tackle, a good call, throws the touchdown pass, gets it down to the end zone, and then the quarterback follow for the touchdown to give him 24 touchdowns rushing as a quarterback. Players watch Navy celebrate again. They're just going to have to get a little better. They're not bad. They just need to get a little better to beat this football team.
4th down, 1:42 to go. Over the shoulder catch by Josh Jones. Flag is down. And Jones is down at the 32. 53-yard punt, 12 on the return. Check the flag.
You have to really salute this Army defense to hold Navy to 188 yards rushing. Second lowest of the year. Only Pitt held them for less.
Blocking the back, number 33 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Andre Shinda is the player.
Air Force, excuse me, Ron, I thought you were finished there.
I am.
Air Force, who's familiar with this option too, held him to 209 total yards. Pittsburgh just stopped them running the ball, but you can see when teams are familiar with the option, they have a chance against it, and Army's done a nice job in this football game defensively.
Army led by 3 at the half, and unless they get a miraculous touchdown pass here, that drought of touchdowns against Navy is going to continue. Right side, Villanueva. He was held up by Blake Carter. And the pass incomplete. Well, Ricky Dobbs, 61 passing yards, and he had a 58-yarder and a 34-yarder wiped out by penalty. He rushed for 113. Well, somewhere here, Roger Stambach is watching this.
You know what? Sometimes we don't realize sometimes how good we have it. Ricky Dobbs told me one of the reasons he went to the Navy is because he had never been to the dentist in his life, his first 17 years, and he wanted health insurance.
That's right. That pass incomplete. Tuani was rushing. And we invite you to stay with us because when this game is over, the two teams, look at the brooms are out. The two teams will head to the respective student bodies, the Corps and the midshipmen, and they will join and sing the alma maters of each school.
And I saw this. The loser goes first, is the way I understand
that's
it,
right? Yep. And it is very moving. Steelman. Tony Haberer, number 50, is there.
Well, Navy will go. This is the first time. You know, Navy has gone to 7 straight bowls with 7 different quarterbacks.
Right.
This will be the first time Ricky Dobbs is going to go to bowls with the same starting quarterback, Navy, their 8th bowl. They also are committed to go to bowls all the way through 2013. They've already got their spots if they're eligible.
Steelman almost picked off. That was intended. It was Wyatt Middleton who almost got it. Intended for Jamison Carter. And 39 seconds remaining. Trent Steelman, 7 of 20 for 77 yards. 1 interception.
Well, what did one of the guys say to us? The greatest day in the life of being at the academy is when you become a sophomore. You're no longer a plebe. It's going to get better, Trent. It's going to get better.
And one of the challenges for him has been, as a freshman starting quarterback, giving orders to his upper-class teammates, and he said class and age mean everything.
Oh, yeah, mean a lot at the academy. That's
absolutely.
For sure. Backup quarterbacks in the football game right now. To take that final play.
Yep. So the streak is still alive. Navy wins it 17-3. And now it's time for the play of the game presented by Outback Steakhouse. The play of the game belongs to Navy. Here with the call, Bob Sosi.
Mids trailing by a 3-0 score. Going to trips formation right. Finnerty off. Motion from the right wing. Dobbs looks to throw. Lost it to a wide open. Marcus Curry into the end zone. Backpedaling his way to an AB touchdown.
That was midway through the third quarter, the opening drive of the third. They assumed command of the game. Actually had 22 plays on offense to 4 for Army in what became the decisive third quarter. Now you see the cadets leading the way over to stand and face the cadet corps, followed by the midshipmen, and they will sing the alma mater.
Please rise for the playing of the United States Military Academy alma mater.
Now the Naval Academy football team facing the midshipmen, followed by the Army.
If this doesn't raise the hair on your arms, nothing does.
Exactly.
Please remain standing for the playing of Navy Blue and Gold.
was Osei Asante leading the student body. Ricky Dobbs. Well, the game is over. Navy has won. And effective immediately, they are brothers in arms. Let's go down to Tracy.
Thanks a lot, Coach. A win over Navy, but this one wasn't, a win over Army, but this one wasn't easy. It was a tale of two halves for you. What was the difference?
Our kids fought, and so did they. I want to give Army respect. I mean, their kids fought hard. I have the utmost respect for both of these teams. You know, these guys have come to the West Point and Annapolis when we're a nation at war and there's many conflicts going on. I have great respect for that side, but I love my kids, love my players, and couldn't be more happy for them.
Still a Commander-in-Chief's trophy and another win over Army. I see you're getting emotional. How much does that mean to this academy?
It means everything. And these kids will be in these kids are going to protect us in Afghanistan and Iraq and both these teams. And I got great respect for these young men. And this is just a football game. I mean, that's all it is. But there's a bigger picture, and I couldn't be more proud of our young men.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Tracy, thank you. They have earned the respect of all of us, Gary.
I don't know if I can add anything to that, to tell you the truth. That is a man who's dedicated to his players and to this whole spirit of this football game.
Army and Navy, for the 110th time, Navy wins the Commander-in-Chief's trophy yet again under the leadership of Kenny Niumatalolo. For Tracy Wilson, Gary Danielson, Vern Lundquist, good night from Philadelphia.
We